Hello China, I'm Hugh and welcome to this episode of Guess Hue. You know how this game goes. We will interview our guests for 5 minutes and after it's finished, you guys will guess Hue. Today we have a special guest. She is the powerful, brave, first and only Empress of China. Let's get started. Okay, to help viewers at home, could you please give us an account of your early life?
Well, I was born into a noble family on February 17, 624, in Wenshui County, Shaanxi Province, during the time of strong Confucius influence. I was well educated in politics, music, and history. Instead of doing things girls my age did, I preferred to read and get a better political insight. However, at the age of 14, I left home, and I headed to the palace to become the Emperor Taizong's concubine, or some would say, mistress.
Okay, next question. How did the teachings of Confucius affect your leadership?
Like I said earlier, during my time, Confucius' teachings were very influential. As leader, I had to make sure the people liked me in order to prevent being overthrown. I, on the other hand, preferred the teachings of Buddhism. Therefore, as a leader trying to maintain power, I combined my beliefs of Buddhism with some teachings of Confucius. I also wanted to keep a relationship with my citizens. With saying that, I decided to use the Confucius relationship of mother to child and apply it to where I, the Empress, was the mother, and all the citizens were my children, who I strive to protect and work in the interest of.
Question 3. How do you go about becoming the first Empress of China?
It was not easy. After I finished my duty of being the Emperor's concubine, I decided that I wanted to rule. I had to defeat everyone and everything in my way. For example, I spied on others and told the Emperor on them. In addition, I framed the current Emperor for taking all the power. He was then overthrown, and his brother was next in line for the throne. Luckily, his brother had a speech impediment, therefore putting me into power.
Okay, question 4. You are a very controversial leader. Why do you think people call you this?
I'm a very controversial leader because I'm not afraid to do whatever it takes to get what I want. For example, I once told the Emperor Taizong that I only need 3 things to subordinate a wild horse. They were an iron whip, an iron hammer, and a sharp dagger. I will whip it with the iron whip, and if it does not listen, I will hit it on the head with the hammer. And if it still does not submit, then I will slit its throat. He praised me for my bravery. In addition, I killed my sister, butchered my elder brothers, murdered the ruler, poisoned her mother, and so on. I even went as far as killing my own infant daughter to prove that I was willing to step over my own flesh and blood to prove power.
Okay, last and final question. Could you please name some of your accomplishments as leader?
During my rule, I was responsible for reconstructing the social classes of the Tang dynasty. Before me, women had little rights due to the ideas of Confucianism, but I blended them with Hinduism, and although rights were still very restricted, more respect was gained. My reign also resulted in bigger and more advanced buildings. I also modified the Chinese characters and encouraged education and literary creativity.
Okay, that concludes our interview session. Now it's your turn to guess Hue. If you guess Empress